Okay. I didn't know we were fighting the Hulk. I had to reshoot this video because I realized when I sent the first part of the video to you, it totally was shot upside down. My bad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and shoot this entire video. Like I'm gonna play it all the way through first, and then I'm gonna do each part, and I'm just gonna load it up to YouTube so I can send it to you directly. All right. So here we go. Okay, there were just a couple of slight mistakes in that, but you know, it's just a playthrough video for us, so it is what it is. Structure of the song is everything has a segue that leads into the next part. That's one thing that you definitely got to remember with all this. At the end of every intro verse, there will be a segue that'll lead it into the next part. And that's usually the fourth bar is always usually the segue. Okay, you basically already know the intro, so I'm not even gonna waste the time with that. You know the first segue, and that's just it's actually just like the first chord, but it's just pinky on the top strings open, pinky on the 8, ring finger on the 7, index finger on the 6, on the 5, sorry, on the 5, and then ring finger on the 6. Kind of like where's the beat at kind of chord, you know. So it feels like it wants to go to the 1. Okay, so after that part is verse 1. Verse 1, verse 2, and verse 3 are all kind of the same thing. They're just different takes on an idea or riff. That being said, like I said earlier, the fourth bar is always a segue. Okay, so the structure goes like this: 1, 2, 1, 3. 3 being the fourth bar. Okay, and that the only reason why it doesn't go to 4 is just because of, you know, variations. The first riff is played the first time. Then the second riff is a variation of that. The third riff is actually the first riff played again, and then there's a segue to link it to the next part. And I'll show you what I mean by that. That last part was a segue. I knew one of them was off. Okay, so yeah, that was the first riff. Verse 2 is almost exactly like verse 1, except for the only difference is there's, well, the segues are different. The segue in verse 2 is just a harmonic minor version of the segue in verse 1. It's still the same structure, 1, 2, 1, 3, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So. And then it goes into the chorus. The difference, because a lot of people, for some reason, it takes people a little bit of time, but literally, I'll just play that part slow. That's basically it. Now it's time for the chorus. The chorus will always be the same. Always be the same. It's one thing that stays constant through it. And all that is it's just it's open, 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 5, and it's just like 1, 2, and then you bar on the third, 1, 2, 3. And you keep your pinky on the 5. So once again, that's. And that part is a segue for the chorus. That last part I just played. Ooh, where'd my pick go? Alright. Okay. And verse 3 is. Okay, this is where it gets a little tricky. Okay. I do some kind of. It's not really riffy, but you know, I try to pay that attention to the detail of it. So it just goes like this. It goes back into the chorus. And the segue for verse 3 is the same segue for verse 2. Okay, and okay, now the bridge part, I play the exact same chords as the intro. That's the only difference is the style I play. So the bridge goes like this. On the third, I let it ring open. And then after that, it